I want to talk to you about a classified meeting that took place not long ago. You may recognize them. They are all happy in the Ukraine. And here we have the Jalta Treaty. The three big ones, as they are referred to. Not so long ago, in 1946, there was a treaty in a little bitty town called Jalta. And Churchill, Roosevelt, no, I'm not picking my nose, pointing to Roosevelt, and Stalin, they gathered. And they were deciding the fate of the world. They divided the world into three telecommunication regions eventually. But the most important part of this agreement was an alliance with this man, King Faisal of Saudi Arabia. He promised he was going to raise the price of oil from 20 cents a barrel to $70. And thus, the Organization of Oil Producing Countries, the OPEC, was born. And the petrochemical multinational corporations, the cartels, the cartel of energy was born. The cartel was born. And victim of that cartel we are all. And yes, the KGB, the CIA, British intelligence services, Saudi intelligence services, the monarchies of Britain and Saudi Arabia, together with the multinational corporate monarchies of America. Were born in our detriment. The corporate supranational entity was born. And their objective, it's world domination through power and might, because they got the energy. The Middle East is responsible for having most of the world reserves of oil. Very interesting article in 1992, The Economist, a magazine, in which they explained the reason why we went to the first Gulf War. And that was because tremendous amounts of oil that the Middle East had. And back in 1992, according to The Economist magazine, a British publication, the United States of America had only left 10 years of oil. And that oil was basically in the pipes, that's it. No more. Thus, the important alliance and the sponsorship of OPEC by Bush the father, Bush the son, and Cheney the uncle, this book, and the White House, Pentagon, the cabinet, logistic apparatus, otherwise known as the what's the name of JFK gave it, the industrial military apparatus, whatever. Speech that got him killed when he talked against the Freemasons. Because at the head of the...
It's 5 o'clock.
Oh, that's my Mac. At the head of Freemasonry is the Muslim and the British monarchy. And the reason, I don't want to get you dizzy with so many things, but the reason we went to war against Iraq, Saddam Hussein, the second time, yes, September 11, it was all a lie, an excuse so that we would blame the terrorists, we would blame Saddam Hussein somehow. But the real reason we went to war is because Saddam Hussein was selling oil below OPEC prices. He wasn't respecting the cartel, the $50, $60, $70 a barrel of oil, and he was just selling the oil to Russia for $2-3 like Chavez did. That's on the WikiLeaks. He was selling oil to China for $2-3 a barrel, and the Chinese tankers, they wouldn't even make it China all the way. They would just turn around and sell it to the Americans. And everybody knew about it. It was part of the plan because Chavez, he like Saddam Hussein. He's another CIA operative agent. And yes, it's through the American embassy, they give him trucks filled with US dollars. And that's just to make the US currency the world currency. So we need to have a lot of dollars in the market. So that's basically what you do in US embassies. They are just carriers to deliver US dollars. That's what it is. It's economics. It's like stock market. But anyway, so now you know the reason why we went to war against Saddam Hussein. Because, DuPont and all the petrochemical corporations, well, everybody was suffering. And remember, Mr. Dick Cheney, he was the vice president of the United States of America. He was also a member of the board of Halliburton, which is one of the minor corporations devoted to the exploitation, the transportation, the protection of oil. And then, of course, there's other peripherals, which is the petrochemical, the refinement of oil, plastics, the bond. There's a bunch of money to be made, and they are making. And I just would like to conclude this video with a very simple, easily rememberable factoid. Bill Gates, Slim, the two richest publicized men on earth, have a fortune of what, $50-60 billion. Well, Mitt Romney, $1.52 trillion. The Mormon. Dick Cheney, he took just in the war. That's it. $500 billion, which is like 10 times the worth of like Citibank, a 70 billion. Oh no, Citibank is at $200 billion. Rig or General Motors, a bunch of money. And what Bush, the father, Bush the son, and all those pirates stole from America is actually 15.2 trillion dollars. And that's not the avoidance of taxes. That's just during a 4-year mandate. That's how much they took. So they had more. You see, the amount of money they have is so much that they don't actually print it in dollars. Because if they were to print that much money in dollars, the dollar would devalue it. See, you cannot flood the market with that much. So basically, they deal in things other than dollars. Dollars are like the tokens, the coins they give us in the casino, in the world economy for us, for the players, for the gamblers. What the rulers of the casino use, the real currency they use, is basically like the monopoly. They are in power. They owe corporations, all the production of certain nations, the people of nations. They are like monsters, like emperors, worse than emperors and kings. These horrendous, greedy fellows that are in possession of, or at least they think they are in possession of so many things. But is that really so? And isn't there a change coming? And even the reinsurance companies, which is where they put all their money, guaranteeing, having a guarantee that they will not lose their style of life, nor them, nor their children, nor grandchildren, nor great-grandchildren. That's what the insurance corporations are there for. Reinsurance corporations. To guarantee them that they will be in power for 4 or 5 generations. Crazy, I know. When I talk about this megalomaniac, we're thinking, us normal people, that, should I buy, an $8 bottle of wine or a $5 or a $3 bottle of wine? That's where our economy, and for a party you may buy, maybe Marqués de Riscal for $25, $30. But that's how we think. Well, those guys think completely other figures, other amounts, is outrageously, disproportionately rich. The distribution of wealth is very uneven, and the balance has completely tilted towards the ultra-rich, and they just burden us with taxes and debt. So, now we know. It's important to know. Because it's like what they say to Alcoholics Anonymous. 50% of the cure for your disease is knowing that you have a problem. Thus, 50% of the cure of the problem is knowing we have a problem and who is the problem. So my proposal is, let's just put all of the 0.0001% is 100,000 fellows and their families. Let's put them in these cities where they would make the equivalent of $10,000 a year, where they will live in poverty, where they will buy the food that is not actually food that they feed us, them, their children, their grandchildren, their great-grandchildren. So in 100 years or 150 years, when they come out, they will completely have forgotten that they were rich and they had anything. We'll wipe history from their books and they will know nothing. We will change their last name, we will change their inheritance, and they will never remember who they were. And that would be the revolution I'm proposing, and will be non-violent. We will do it all establishing a new government. So a new executive, new judicial, and new legislative government. And of course, we need a new media to help us do that. That's like the hidden pillar of democracy. And we start all over again. So it's like the game of Monopoly. Game over. Let's start again. Let's issue a new currency to all the players, and let's take away from them that won everything. And let's start fresh from zero. We all have the same chances. Now, wouldn't that be nice? That would be a very interesting world revolution concept. Of course, we need to bring to the Hague Tribunal, but of course, which the father and the son completely dismiss an international tribunal in order for them to be protected from immunity, from being judged and tried as assassins, genocides, war criminals. But wait. Our turn is coming, and we will bring the government back to the people. Democracy will again be the rule of the land. It is not now. It's all a mirage, all a facade. And we will bring the power back to the people of the world. And this is Apaxim, world revolution. And this is a message of hope for all of those that are thirsty for justice.